Why did my rankings drop? That's a really good question. It's either you, the algorithm, or the competition. If you see all of your pages drop, probably it's either you or the algorithm. If you only see a couple of pages decrease, then everything's on the table. So check if there were any recent algorithm updates. To do this, go on Google and type recent Google algorithm updates. I like to use SEO Roundtable. Go on there, check the dates, May 26, Google May 2022, broad core update is live, what we're seeing right now. It has a lot of great information, so check this out. If you see a reason why, then perhaps that's the algorithm update. If it wasn't Google, then it's probably you. Keep in mind, Google works by connecting a couple of things together. And so the reason for the rankings to drop may be among this. Number one, your content. If you want to rank for a keyword, you got to have it on your page. Did you make any recent changes to your content? Do you have the best answer to users' query? And if so, did you recently change your content? Next, if your content is no longer fresh. If you've had a page that's been ranking number 1 for 3 years, then maybe you need to update it. Number 2, do you have a good website? If Google sent a prospect your way, will the prospect get the best experience on your website? Or will your website take 25 seconds to load? There's a lot more to the technical side of SEO, but you get the point. You got to make sure that you have the best content on the best website experience. Next one up, are you doing anything that Google doesn't want you to do, i.e. buying backlinks? If so, you might be subject to a penalty. Penalties tend to affect all of your website. To check for that, go into Search Console at search.google.com/search console for your website, log in and double check security manual actions, no issues detected for ours, and then save for security issues. This means we're good. Now, one of the common reasons to get penalized is because people buy backlinks. Here's what it looks like. To learn about this one, you need to go on semrush.com, go into the backlink analytics, type in your domain. For this example, we're going to take a look at one of our clients before they started working with us. So you can see how over here they had just 2 referring domains and it was stable. So month over month, they only had 2 domains. Now, at some point, the 2 domains went into 42, which is a lot. Now, if we translate that into backlinks, we went from having 4 backlinks every month, we went into 273 over the course of 2 months, which is a lot. And this does not look natural. There's no way 200 websites will start referring to you that fast. The worst thing, once they build those backlinks, it remained the same for a month. So there was no changes there. And that's not very good. It does not look natural. Imagine if you were promoting your website. You would probably go and speak on a podcast. You would ask vendors to link to your website. Perhaps you would find a partner. But that would mean growth of 2, 3, 4, 5 backlinks. Or maybe you have a nice piece of content on your site. You would probably get 2, 3 backlinks from that per month, the best case. Now, there's no way in that situation that you'd be getting 100 backlinks in 1 month and then 0 backlinks in the following month. This does not look natural. And then the big changes that also tend to affect all of your website. Did you recently migrate to a new hosting provider? Did you migrate to a new content management system, i.e. WordPress or Shopify? Did you change a domain name or URL? Those are the kinds of changes that will impact all of your URLs on your site. So if you saw a decrease like that, make sure to check if you migrated from one domain or hosting provider into the other correctly. Now, after examining all of this, if it wasn't you and it wasn't the algorithm, then study the competition. Did you stop SEO work recently? When you became number 1, someone else moved to position 2. And if you paused your SEO work 6 months ago, guess what? You will remain over here while everybody else is growing. You lose momentum, you become number 2, number 3, number 5, you're gone. Now, it will take you time to accelerate and get back to the position where you used to be. To check this one, we'd go on Google and search for Plumbers Toronto. Boom, let's say you find a page that outranked you, this one, Brothers Plumbing. Select this example, you copy the URL. You go into SEMrush and in here you enter the URL and search for it. Go to it, select the exact URL, search, and you can see how this specific page had 8 backlinks referring to it. So you can take a look at the acquisition date and if any of those backlinks were acquired recently. To summarize, number one, look at how many pages were affected. Did you see ranking decrease for all pages on your website or just one? Number two, check for Google algorithm updates. These tend to happen every 2-3 months, and these may affect rankings on your website. Number three, check if it was you. There's a couple of main things to look at. Did you change your content recently? This will have an impact on specific page that has changed. Now, in case you're seeing impact on all of your website, check if you got penalized by Google because you bought backlinks or did something of that nature. If that's not the case, look for recent changes on your website. Did your URLs change? Did you move to a new CMS? Or perhaps move to a new domain recently? If that's not the case, see if there's a new gap between you and your competition. This is probably the case if you stopped investing in SEO within the last 2-3 months. Check content. Is your competitor's content more fresh compared to yours? Is there a backlink gap between you and your competition, etc.? These are some of the most common reasons why your Google rankings decreased. Hope this video was useful, and I'll see you in the next one.